Welcome back to Simpsons Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Season 23, starting off with The Falcon and the Dough Man. Homer befriending a new mysterious security guard at the nuclear power plant, Wayne Slater, who is a former CIA agent with violent flashbacks. This is a very weird episode, but it's also somewhat entertaining too, so I'll give it points for that. Bart stops to smell the Roosevelts. Superintendent Chalmers takes over Bart's education after a prank teaching him about Theodore Roosevelt, which leads to an authorized field trip. Chalmers is firing, and Bart and the bullies taking over the school to get him reinstated. Wow. Bart and Superintendent Chalmers' relationship is something I never expected, and it actually works really well. We need more episodes like these. I know I always say that, and they never make any more. Man, I gotta stop getting my hopes up. Treehouse of Horror 22. I literally have no faith in this series anymore. It just keeps getting bad and bad. Intense foreshadowing. The first segment is a parody of the Diving Bell and the Butterfly, where Homer communicates through farts after he's been paralyzed. Bro, communicate with farts? Okay, this is the worst segment in this entire show. This is the worst segment ever. If someone asks me, oh, what's your least favorite Treehouse of Horror segment? I'm going to say that episode. Oh my god. The middle segment is a Dexter parody where Ned Flanders becomes a vigilante killer. Okay, I guess that one's pretty interesting, so I'll give it points for that. The final segment is an Avatar parody where Bart and Milhouse go to a deadly alien planet. That one's so mid, bro. Oh my. This is such a middling Treehouse of Horror, bro. It has, like, one of the worst segments ever. Oh my god. Replaceable You. I think that's supposed to be a reference to a billion-dollar franchise, but I can't put my finger on it. Oh yeah, Shrek. Homer's new assistant, Roz, steals his job, while Bart and Martin's science fair project, a robotic baby seal, becomes a hit with the elderly at the Springfield retirement castle. And then Alice Glick dies. But then it gets revived in a later episode. And then dies again. Wait, what? Wait, what? Why are we doing this? Kind of sounds like Marvin Monroe, if you ask me. This is so mid! The Food Wife. Marge, Bart, and Lisa started a popular food blog, The Three Mouthketeers, leaving Homer feeling left out. I mean, I do kind of feel Homer. I mean, like, why does Marge leave him behind? Like, I know he's stupid, but come on. Sure, he might act like a slob, but come on, at least give him a chance. Don't just assume. You know what they say. Okay, I won't make the joke. I'm sorry. This is still a decent episode. The Book Job. Lisa discovers the tween lit industry using ghostwriters, prompting Homer to assemble a team, including Bart, Moe, Skinner, and this random goofy-out guest star to write a fantasy novel, The Troll Twins of Underbridge Academy, in a high-style parody while Lisa tries but struggles with her own writing. This does not feel like a Simpsons episode. It doesn't. This is not a Simpsons episode at all. There's no way this is a Simpsons episode. I refuse to believe that the writers came up with this brilliant idea for a Simpsons episode. Bro, this episode, that's how good this episode. Oh, I almost said a bad word. That's how good this episode is. This is literally how good this episode is. I refuse this is a Simpsons episode. The Man in the Blue Flannel Pants. Homer becomes an account manager for Mr. Burns after a successful party, leading to long hours and a conflict with his family, while Lisa introduces Bart to a classic literature like Little Women. This episode's so forgettable, bro. The 10% Solution. Krusty the Clown's show is canceled, and the Simpsons help him find his first agent for a comeback, but her old-school methods clash with the network, forcing Krusty to choose between her and the executives. It's kind of mid. Holidays of Future Past. The Simpsons Christmas episode set 30 years in the future, 2041. Oh my god. Where the now adult Bart and Lisa and Maggie bring their own children to Homer and Marge's house for the holidays, revealing their lives as divorced Bart with 2 sons, a successful Lisa with a husband, Milhouse. Oh, so they do get hooked up. Told you that. With good retcon. And daughter and a rock star Maggie. Funny how Maggie's a rock star, even though we never hear Maggie talk throughout the whole show. I guess one or two times, maybe three, but that was when she was a baby. We don't hear her talk when she's an adult. But man, this is a really good episode. But they kind of lied to us. I thought they would never age. Like it's so good, and this was originally planned to be a series finale. I mean, it fits. I see it. Like this would have been great, but no, they just had to make an episode where Bart becomes a Discord mod for some reason. Really good episode. Politically inept with Homer Simpson. Politics? Homer becomes a viral sensation after a rant about airline travel, leading to his own political talk show where he endorses rocker Ted Nugent as the Republican presidential nominee, satirizing political punditry and the everyman movement before Homer realizes his mistake and admits he's full of crap. So forgettable. The Doll Show Network. Lisa creates a social networking site called Springface after feeling friendless, leading to widespread addiction and chaos in Springfield, forcing her to face the consequences in court and learn to value a real friendship. So basically, Toy Story 5. It's alright. Mo goes from rags to riches. Bart's bar rug. Not Bart. Oh my. Mo's bar rug. Mo's bar rag narrates his own history from a medieval tapestry to his current state, while Bart and Milhouse have a falling out, leading Mo to realize he has real friends. I don't care. The daughter also rises. Lisa falls for an intellectual boy named Nick Wilde on Valentine's Day, while Marge feels left out and Bart and Milhouse investigate school mess inspired by Mythbusters. Okay, hear me out. This is actually a pretty good episode. 'Cause it is. And I'm always right. At long last leave. The town of Springfield banishes the family for their own disruptive behavior, forcing them to move out of the off-grid community called the Outlands. I mean, it is interesting at the start, but it just gets kind of boring when it goes them like being at a different place. Like it just loses. It like the episode just lost my interest when it went there. Like it's not really that good anymore. I mean, I understand why they would do that for the 500th episode, but if I'm gonna be honest, like they should have had like the last episode be the 500th episode. They should have switched things around. I mean, it's good. I'm glad they referenced the Tracy Ullman shorts though. Exit through the Quickie Mart. Bart becomes a graffiti artist, tagging Homer's image around Springfield, which leads to a gallery show with real street artists like Shepard Fairey, but ends with Chief Wiggum arresting him, revealing Fairey was working with the police. What? Boring episode, I'm sorry. How I Wet Your Mother. That sounds so weird out of context. Homer's bedwetting. You're not 5 years old. Why are you wetting the bed? Homer's bedwetting problem worsens, leading his family to use a Professor Frank's dream infiltration machine, a parody of Inception, to enter his subconsciousness and find the cause, which turns out to be guilt over getting his co-workers in trouble and unresolved feelings about his mother, Mona, who appears in his dreams to help him find peace. I mean, it's good that they're paying tribute to Homer's mom. Like, I really like that. But then, sadly, her death gets retconned. Them Robot. Mr. Burns replaces all nuclear power plant employees with robots, keeping only Homer as a human supervisor, which leads to high unemployment in Springfield and a humorous yet exploration of human-robot relations when the robots turn rebellious and the laid-off workers must save the day. Wow, this is a really interesting episode, and it really describes our modern society nowadays, since man, every time I go to the Taco Bell drive-thru, I always hear like that dumb robot voice when the employees can literally just talk to me instead. Like, oh my god, it's not that hard. Yeah, this episode definitely aged well. Simpsons predict to stop once again. Beware my cheating Bart. Bart is forced to chaperone Jimbo's girlfriend, Shauna, leading to her developing feelings for him and a romance between them, which angers Jimbo. Hey, remember back in season 4 where Laura Powers dates Jimbo and then Bart gets heartbroken? Well, now in this case, Bart has a romance going on with Shauna, which makes Jimbo pretty upset. Ha! Revenge at its finest. This episode's pretty decent, to say the least. A totally fun thing that Bart will never do ever again. A bored Bart convinces his family to go on a luxury cruise, but when he realizes the fun will end, he fakes a pandemic on land to make the ship stay at sea indefinitely. So, if Bart did stay on the cruise ship when his parents die of old age, he literally has to watch it happen. And then their body's like, what are you going to do with the bodies? You're like in the middle of the sea. And then Bart will die on the cruise ship too eventually. So like, is it fun now that you have a feeling that all of you are literally going to die on the cruise ship? Yeah, not so fun now, huh? Oh yeah, that's just the thing I wanted to talk about. This episode's kind of mid though. The Spy Who Learned Me. Homer on paid sick leave and matches a super spy named I don't know his name, to help him become a better husband to Marge after embarrassing her at the movies, while Bart gets revenge on Nelson by making him a beast by feeding him only Krusty Burgers. Now we got obesity and the topic of The Simpsons. Okay. This episode's pretty decent. That's all I gotta say. Ned and Edna's Blend Agenda. What is this, Dr. Seuss? You're arriving in the titles now? Ned and Edna secretly get married, but Marge throws them a reception, revealing the challenges of blending their families as Edna tries to make Ron and Todd more socially acceptable. Wow, this is a relationship I never expected from the start, and it's really sad to me that Ned Flanders has 2 wives, and they both died. I feel so bad for Ned Flanders, bro. This is still a good episode. Like, this is pretty good. But man, can I get an S for the chat for Ned Flanders? Like, Lisa goes gaga. Depressed Lisa tries to gain popularity by writing positive things about herself online, but fails. Lady Gaga, for some reason, to visit Springfield to teach her the importance of self-acceptance and happiness. I'm so disappointed. We didn't even get to finish the season off strong. This episode was so bad. Heck, this doesn't even help it at all, but this was like the worst episode of this entire season. To make things even worse. I'm so disappointed. Here's my final ranking, and I'll see you all when I review season 24. Probably another mid-season, but whatever. See you guys next time.